In the early days, progress in Real Racing 3 felt tied to skill. Clean racing mattered, smart upgrades mattered, learning tracks mattered, but over time, progress became less about how well you drove and more about how long you waited or how much you paid. This became especially clear during seasonal and limited time events. Service timers, long repair waits, tight deadlines. Racing slowly turned into scheduling, and if you couldn't wait, you spent gold hoping you had enough to finish the event. The game stopped asking, "Can you drive well?" and started asking, "Can you come back later?" When was the last time you won a car in an event with no strings attached? Hello to all the Real Racing 3 fans. I am Phil, your good game guide, and I've spent years with Real Racing 3, not as a critic looking in, but as a player who kept coming back. Monetization was always part of Real Racing 3, and that's understandable. It's a free-to-play game, but over the years, it became harder to ignore. Gold requirements increased, upgrade paths became steeper, and limited-time events often felt tuned around spending rather than skill. Sometimes you simply couldn't move forward because your car didn't meet the required performance rating. Sounds familiar? The problem wasn't paying players. The problem was that not paying increasingly felt like playing with one hand tied behind your back. Many players were pushed back into the road collection, myself included, not because I refused to spend, but because I didn't believe in pay to win. New cars kept coming, and that was exciting. We loved adding them to our garages, showing off what we won and sometimes what we missed. But the way we earned those cars rarely changed. Earning gold and silver stopped being fun. You hunted for the few races that paid well, replayed them again and again just to afford upgrades. And there is a limit to how many times you can repeat the same race before it stops feeling like racing. Sometimes you barely missed qualifying. Sometimes you ran out of currency at the last upgrade, and suddenly that swanky hypercar was gone. Same event structures, same patterns, same pressure. Not because the events were bad, but because they stopped feeling fresh. Real Racing 3 still looked great. It still sounded great, but many core systems stayed almost untouched for years. The UI barely evolved, progression logic stayed the same, long-standing frustrations went unaddressed. For a game that lasted over a decade, the foundation stayed surprisingly rigid. The road collection in particular often felt repetitive, no matter what path you chose. The only real change was the cars themselves. New machines felt like a fresh coat of paint on the same underlying structure. At its best, Real Racing 3 felt like a companion game, something you wanted to return to, but over time, it began to feel like something you had to keep up with. Miss an event and you felt left behind. Miss a window and content was gone. That pressure didn't push players away overnight, but it slowly drained the joy. None of these issues alone killed Real Racing 3, but together they changed the relationship between the game and its players. And when a game stops feeling like it respects your time, that's when deeper problems start to surface. In the next part of this series, we'll talk about the ugly, not from a place of anger, but from an honest look at how Real Racing 3 is ending and why that ending hurts. Thank you for watching right till the end. I will see you again in my next video. Until then, happy gaming.